I used to think that hitting $100,000 a month in my business was the key to my happiness. I used to think that performing well in the field in my baseball career was the key to my happiness. And after making over $100,000 a month online and setting a school home run record when I was in college, I hit 17 bombs my senior year, and still feeling empty, I realized that neither of those things is going to give you the fulfillment that you're looking for. And I've even found recently, even after all the internal self work that I've done and the spirituality and the mental and physical health and all the books I've read and all the podcasts that I've done and all the walks that I've been on, just yesterday I found myself looking at what was going on in my life and in my business and feeling like it wasn't happening fast enough. And I was like, oh, I just need these few things to happen. I just need a few more sales to go through. I just need to lose a few more pounds. And I caught myself and I realized, I was like, dude, you're doing it again. I was falling victim to what I like to call destination happiness. And so many people don't realize that they're falling victim to quote unquote destination happiness, right? They place their happiness, they place their fulfillment in something external besides themselves. And when you place your happiness, you place your fulfillment in something outside of yourself, you're also giving away all of your power. It's just like, for example, when I was playing baseball and I started to slump, I started putting it on the pitcher or the umpire or everything else. It was, difficult for me to take full accountability for everything that was going on. And it's the same thing like when I go through a sales slump, I find the exact same thing to be true. And what I've found is that you don't need any outcome to feel a specific way, to feel fulfilled, to feel peace. I caught myself writing in my journal last night, if we could just close a few more deals this week, then I think I would relax. And I was like, that's not true, because these are just arbitrary numbers on the screen. And I'm getting so caught up in the deals that I'm not closing as opposed to the deals that I did and the clients that I have the honor of serving. It all comes back to feeling grateful for what you have, feeling grateful for the day, feeling grateful for waking up. And ironically enough, I signed up 2 new clients today. After feeling like, why am I not signing up more clients? I had this expectation of what we were going to do this month, and we weren't on track to hit it. But in reality, there's a lot of moving pieces that went into that. And I had to emotionally regulate myself. Because a lot of people, they'll live and die. This is exactly what I did when I was playing baseball. And I did it for the first X amount of years of my business. I mean, I made over $2 million before I started realizing how to emotionally regulate myself. So you can still have a lot of success. You're just going to be super stressed out along the journey, right? And I used to live in the day-to-day. I used to live and die by how I did that day. And it's like yesterday, I took a bunch of calls. I thought that I had some ideal clients. They didn't want to sign up. I was like, what is going on? Why did that happen today? Instead of focusing on the fact that like we've had a really good month so far. We have amazing clients. We get amazing client results. I get to live my perfect day every single day. Why am I upset about this? Why am I upset about this? And the funny thing is, those people are probably going to come back at some point and want to join eventually, if they're smart, if they know what's good for them, right? So my message today is pretty short. But no matter how much success you have, no matter what you're going through, no matter how much work you're going to put in to this journey, at least for me, of becoming the highest version of myself, that old identity is going to speak to you in the back of your mind. And it's going to want to pull you back. It's going to want to pull you back. It's going to want to tell you, well, what happens if everything doesn't work out the way that you're looking for? What happens if XYZ 1, 2, 3 happens? And then you start to operate out of a place of fear. And nobody ever got what they wanted operating out of a place of fear. You must operate from a place of love and abundance and focus on the positives, right? See, because a lot of these people that end up, I think, maybe not wanting to join our program, it's because they're afraid of what happens if they don't have success. And that's exactly how I used to think. What happens if I don't have success? What happens if I don't close more deals? What happens if and then I get myself in these negative thought loops. And all that ever led to was a life of stress and worse results than just allowing life to come to me. Putting in the work in the day-to-day, doing what I say I'm going to do, being the man who I know that I should be, and then letting the rest happen. Or I shouldn't say the man who I should be, the man who I want to be, the man who I am. I don't need the world to tell me who I am. I know who I am in my heart, and I'm going to act in alignment with that. And then the world is going to catch up. I already am exactly who I want to be. I have this ideal vision of who I am, and I'm just waiting for reality to catch up. I'm letting time do its thing. So if you're watching this right now and maybe things are going a little bit slow for you, slower than you want, or things are going exceptionally well for you, I challenge you to come back to baseline. Come back to your emotional baseline, whether things are going really well or really poorly. Because you're going to make the best decisions and you're going to get the best results over an extended period of time, and you're going to live the best life if you can emotionally regulate yourself and live life at baseline. Live from a place of gratitude. Focus on the things you do have rather than the things you don't. Focus on the people who are in your life right now rather than the things that or the people that you don't have in your life. If you're one of my clients, focus on the athletes that you're serving right now rather than the fact that you don't have more. Focus on the results that you do have rather than the results that you feel like you need. And if you do that, then I can't promise you that you're going to achieve everything that you want. You might end up getting a life way better than you could have ever imagined. But you need to be patient, and you can't let the world tell you who you are. You need to be that first internally and see it within yourself, and then let the world catch up as a result. Happy Friday, y'all. Catch you in the next one. Peace.